If you ask me what the most important thing is for somebody that wants to stop drinking alcohol, to me, it all boils down to mindset and the way that somebody thinks about alcohol. So what I really want to do for you in this video today is I want to break down 4 thoughts that keep people stuck. If they stop thinking this way, there'd be a lot less pain, a lot less suffering, and a lot less chance of failure. If you don't think this way, it will change absolutely everything for you. And just before we get into the video, if you actually want my personal help stopping drinking and you want to go through the Sober Clear program where we use first principles thinking and coaching to help you build a life without alcohol, then make sure to click the link in the description. There'll be a short video for you to watch that outlines the method and how I work with people and how the process works. And then after you've watched that short video, you can book a call with me and we can actually see if the program may be good for you. So click the link in the description for more details on that. But anyway, back to the thoughts. So the first thought and the first thing that really keeps people stuck when they're trying to stop drinking alcohol is fear. Now, I know this isn't a thought that can really be just dissected in an instant, but what stops most people from stopping drinking alcohol is fear. Now, I don't mean this like, Halloween kind of fear where somebody's scaring you in a costume and you're terrified, and I don't mean like that traditional sense of fear. Most people have a fear that somehow when they give up alcohol, they're removing something of value and life won't be better off, it will be worse off. Now, this fear keeps everybody stuck. It keeps millions and millions of people stuck. That's why they don't stop drinking it, and it's all because they're afraid. I was afraid. Every attempt that I tried to stop drinking alcohol in the past, I thought that I was removing something. So naturally, I was afraid. I was afraid that I'm taking something away that was beneficial, that was fun, that was enjoyable, that I liked. And when I took that away, I was in a worse position. So naturally, any kind of anticipation of removing alcohol from my life started with a sense of fear. And really, I just want to remind you that you have got nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear because alcohol is doing nothing for you, right? It's a drug, it's ethanol, it's a poison that does nothing for anybody, and you've truly got nothing to fear. At the end of the day, when we remove alcohol, that's when we give ourselves permission to achieve the things that we want, to build the life that we want, to have the happiness, the clarity, the great energy, the great health, the great relationships. When we remove alcohol, you've got so many amazing things that you can do. So whilst the title of this video calls this a ridiculous thought, it may not be ridiculous because everybody suffers from it. But I just want to remind you that you've got nothing to fear. Please don't forget that. Which leads me to the second thought. Now, this is a little bit more direct, but what people do is they think that there is a benefit to drinking alcohol. That is a thought, that is a belief that people hold on to. Now, if you want to stop drinking, if you want to stop drinking and feel good about it, if you don't want to go to the past and make yourself feel guilty and make yourself feel tons of shame, you need to stop thinking there's a benefit to drinking alcohol, because I'll tell you why. Like I said, every attempt that I had to stop drinking in the past there was a sense of fear, but there was also a sense of feeling that I was giving something up, that had a benefit to it. So naturally, when I took something that I thought was beneficial away from my life, I felt flipping miserable. I didn't feel happy about my decision. I didn't feel good about myself. I just felt like this sucks. Like, when is this going to end? And then as soon as I had a day where I didn't have much willpower, I was feeling a bit lonely, a bit tired, whatever, guess what's going to happen? Well, I see alcohol as something that's got a benefit to it. I see it as something that's going to address these issues. Boom, I'm going to drink it. And this is a big part of the Sober Clear program. It's really building out this paradigm where you just see it for what it is, where you see it as something that has no benefit to it whatsoever at all. So you've really got to remind yourself that there's nothing to fear, but then there is no benefit to putting poison in your body, despite what everybody else is saying. I know people are going to tell you that, 1 or 2 is good. It's good for your health. It's got iron in it. It's a Guinness. It's wine. People can live long. Listen, you're going to hear it all. People are going to do anything they can to hold on to the idea that alcohol is a good thing so they don't feel guilty about doing it, right? There's no benefit to putting poison in your body, but I tell you what, there is a benefit to, is getting rid of it. There's humongous benefits to getting rid of it. The clarity, the energy, that everything starts getting better. But if you hold on to the idea that there's a benefit to drinking alcohol, your journey is going to be slower, harder, more difficult. And hey, listen, it's like failure just becomes a lot more likely. I'm sorry to say that so blunt, but you've really got to remind yourself that nothing good can come from drinking alcohol because it's just a poisonous substance. And if you need help hammering that paradigm, then sure, you can watch my YouTube channel. You could book a call with me. We could talk about the Sober Clear program. There are some other free trainings in the description below that may help you out, but just don't forget that. Which leads me to the third thought. And the third thought is feeling as though you are missing out. Now, what I mean by this is that we can like go on the couch, put Netflix on, put the TV on, put whatever on, and we are gonna see people that are drinking alcohol. We're gonna see people consuming drinks and like having a good time, and it's going to appear to be a decent thing. And what can happen when we're sat there without a drink and we're looking at these people that are drinking, we can feel like we are missing out. We can feel as though we're the odd ones out and what they're doing is the normal thing and we're the ones missing out. When in reality, it's the drinker who is missing out. Because the only reason why a drinker is drinking alcohol is because they want to feel good. And the non-drinker feels good all the time. The non-drinker doesn't need to put a drug in their body to feel good. And really, that's like a switch that you've got to make. You've got to be able to see the person that's drinking as the person that's missing out. Because they're missing out on great health. They're missing out on great energy, great clarity. They're missing out on really being the absolute best that they can be. So this sense of feeling like you're missing out is something that isn't going to serve you. Because you're not missing out. You're missing out on nothing. It's they who are missing out. Now, I've actually made a video talking about, normal drinkers and how I deal with friends that drink alcohol. And if you click the link up here, you'll be able to watch that video. And I'll just kind of break down, how I see other drinkers and my mindset around that. So yeah, just click the link up here and you can watch that video after this one. But really, all of this stuff boils down to the fourth thought. And the fourth thought is believing that somehow life will be better with alcohol than it will be without it. That's what all of this stuff boils down to. Because at the end of the day, we all know that none of these thoughts are helpful. None of these thoughts serve us. And really, none of these thoughts are true. There is no benefit to drinking alcohol, you're not missing out on anything, and you've got nothing to fear. But at the end of the day, we live in a world where 99% of people have these thoughts and think that they are gospel truth. They hold on to them like their life depends on it, and they're going to take those thoughts to the grave. Because that's the reality of drinking alcohol. Most people will go their entire life drinking alcohol. They won't question their thoughts, they won't question their beliefs, and they will literally take it to the grave. And I'm sorry to be so crude, and I'm sorry to be so forward, but that is the world that we live in. But none of these thoughts are true. It's just a thought, right? The reality is different to the way that people perceive the problem, to perceive the drug. And this is why I say that mindset and perception and the way you view alcohol is absolutely everything on your journey. Because if you don't dissect these kind of things, if you don't look into them, if you don't do the introspection and the first principles thinking and really build that paradigm, your journey is going to be harder, it's going to be more difficult, it's going to be more challenging. And really, I mean, the chance of succeeding with a poor foundation and a poor mindset, it's slim. Like, not trying to say that you're going to fail or anything like that, but if we look at the data, if we look at the statistics, most people do fail. So that's why mindset is so important. That's why I wanted to break these thoughts down for you. Just let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this video. Have a fantastic day.